Hello and welcome. I am Cole. Thanks for joining me today. And I have a cranky shoulder. So I'm going to show you a few of the things that have been supporting me in navigating my shoulder pain in the hopes that they are beneficial to you. Let's begin with a few rounds of breath, and we'll breathe with some shoulder rolls. So an inhale, we'll kind of roll the shoulders forward and up, and the exhale will be back and down. So I'll call time, but you just move with your own breath and pace as well. Let's begin. Fully exhale. You can close your eyes or leave them open. Inhale, roll them forward and up, and exhale back and down. Inhale forward and up, and exhale back and down. A few more like this. So you're really just kind of accessing the space or lack thereof. I definitely am getting some pops and cracks. Once more. Just kind of good to know what's happening a little bit. All right, so let's take the hand. Let's start taking the hands behind the back, interlace the hands. Note which way you're doing it, probably the dominant way. And then again, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. So a little bit different here. Let me show you. I'm going to be pulling the hands away from one another while I'm pulling the elbows towards one another. There'll be a slight bend in the elbow. The heart center is getting more broad, and then you can draw the hands down towards the ground. So there's lots of little actions there. Hands are clasped, but they're pulling apart. At the same time, the elbows are bent, pulling towards one another. Heart center's getting broad, shoulder blades are coming together on the back. Steady breath. And let's take the fist that you've made back there, take it over towards the right side. Kind of bring it over towards your hips, and you can glue it there. Continue to bring the elbows towards one another, and then gaze towards the left, and maybe the left ear comes towards the left shoulder. We may as well get a shoulder stretch in here too. Upper trap stretch, all connected. Whew. Let the right shoulder, the right elbow be really heavy as if they had boulders in them, letting them drop down towards the ground. Do notice if you're arching your back too much. You can kind of lengthen the tailbone down as you lengthen the crown of the head up. One more inhale here. And bring the head up, slowly release the hands. Right hand can come down, left arm comes up and over. Get a big side body stretch. You can bring the hips all the way down towards the ground here. Left hand behind the head. Press the head back into the hand. And then exhale, elbow towards the knee. Letting the head be heavy. Staying here for a moment. I can normally feel this from my neck all the way down toward my hip. And then a few times with breath. Inhale, open, and curl. Open, then curl. Once more, open, and curl. Releasing, coming back towards center, hips to heels. And roll the shoulders out, and let's do it on the other side. So hands behind the back, clasp the other way. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Hands pull away from each other as the elbows move towards each other. Shoulder blades coming together as well as the heart center opens. A couple big rounds of breath. And then take the fist over towards the left side. Begin to turn towards the right, taking the right shoulder towards the right ear. or the ear towards the shoulder. How about that? Continue to draw the elbows towards one another. And lengthen the tailbone down to kind of counteract some of that natural overarch that tends to happen. Whew. Left elbow and left shoulder are really weighted. Let them be heavy. And next inhale, lift the head up, release the hands. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over and reach so much that the hips kind of fall off the heels. Big side body stretch here. You can press into the left fingertips as well to like get a little exaggerated extra arch. Right hand behind the head, and we'll begin to curl. Elbow towards the knee. It does not need to touch. It's just going in that direction. And moving a few times with breath. So open and curl. Twice more. Big breath to big sensation. And inhale, lift, coming back to center. Let's grab, well, I have a book here. It's a great book. It is Constellations by David White. You can grab a handy book or a block or anything really that is around. We're going to open the arms up and we're going to pass your item back and forth. So I'm going to lift the book up. The other arm is going to go down, and then I'm going to pass it behind. So it just needs to be kind of long enough that you can grab. And I'm going to open back up and do it on the other side. So this is a great shoulder mobility exercise. So depending on your shoulders, you might need a bigger item. So find something that works for you. Pass it back and forth several times. And notice if you're arching your back a lot to make it happen. So if you're really having to exaggerate that arch in your back, then it's kind of avoiding the shoulders needing to be mobile. So I would just get something that's a little bit bigger and try to keep a natural curve in the spine. Curves, plural. A couple more times. And release. Great. Tabletop. I'm going to do a thread the needle here. So just take a few shoulder rolls. And then put the weight into the left hand. Right arm is going to reach up and draw back. Exaggerate this. Draw back slowly and open up. I always get some nice pops here. And then exhale, thread underneath. Bring the forehead, the cheek down towards the ground. And we're going to bring the left arm up. So maybe you can take the hand then to the sacrum or wrap it all the way around. So we're getting a twist in the back. Kind of connecting with the lumbar and the thoracic here. And the cervical. Yeah, big, full spinal twist. Slowly release the left arm up, bring it back down, press down, and lift all the way back up where we began with the right arm reaching up and bring it down. Let's do this on the other side. So weight into the right hand. Pull back on a bow with the left. Big twist this way. And then thread the needle underneath. Forehead comes down. The hips will want to kind of wag over towards the right, but see if you can kind of pull back the left hip crease to keep them even. Right arm reaches up. You can stay right here. Or maybe you take the hand to the sacrum or wrap it around and take a bind. So you find what feels beneficial in your body. That changes from day to day, so do stay curious. Slowly unwinding, plant the right hand down, press and lift open all the way back up, and tabletop position. A few more spinal rotations. And then walk the hands a little bit more forward and bring the pelvis forward, and we're gonna drip it down, starting at the thighs, the pelvis, the belly, coming all the way down here. Untuck the toes. We're gonna bring the arms wide. So people are kind of split down the middle of here for this pose if they like the arms cacti arms, I guess would be more appropriate. Really wide into a T or into a Y shape. So you can choose. I kind of like the T. So what I'm gonna do is stick one arm, this one over here, out all the way. Press the fingertips down into the earth. My other hand is going to come onto the fingertips, elbow comes up, toes come up, yeah? So elbow and leg are bent on the same side. Press away and then tap the toe somewhere on the ground behind. I kind of have it behind the knee. So I'm getting into my pec muscle here and around my scapula, which is quite nice. So some people, I'm not really one of those people, can bring the top arm back and clasp the hands. It's not really accessible to me, but you can check it out if it is for you. And slowly coming back. You can also do this against a wall. Just imagine standing and doing this. Come back onto the belly and we'll switch sides. So bend right elbow, bend right knee, and then come all the way over, plant the foot down behind the leg. Whew. Steady breath. If through any of this you notice that you're holding your breath and we need to back out, you need to back out. Because the body is taking the signals from your breath. And holding of the breath is sending the message that it's not safe, that there's danger here. So we're wanting to relax into these poses to let the muscles open. So we need to continue to let that breath be fluid, to let the body know that it's safe to create space. And slowly release. Hands pressing down and lifting up. So I'm going to do rabbit pose. And I don't do this pose often, but I really love it. I think I just forget about it. If it doesn't work in your body, you can also just take forward fold or wide leg forward fold with the hands behind the back. Yeah, this is just another option with that same hand variation. So again, hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back, same as we did earlier. The hands are kind of pulling away from each other as the elbows are pulling towards each other. And what we're gonna do is gaze forward in front of your knees, and we're gonna place kind of the hairline of our head down onto the ground, as close to your knees as you can. So what that'll look like is I'm gonna place my head down. The arms are gonna come up behind me, and then I'm gonna press down through my shins to let the hands fall behind my back. If you're unable to get the hands back here, it might be better to go ahead and just stand up. Because if the hands are back here, then you're not getting the stretch too much. You kind of want gravity to do its thing. So alternatively, you can just take a stand, bend the knees. You can keep the knees as bent as you'd like and let the hands come over. So you choose. Rabbit pose or forward fold. And 3 more rounds of breath wherever you are. This is really targeting my spot. And slowly coming back up vertebrae by vertebrae, taking a moment. If you're in forward fold, coming back to a seat. And for our last trick, you can come onto your knees or sit cross-legged, either one. I'm going to take eagle arms. First, a couple spinal rolls just to assess where you are. And let's bring the arms really wide into a T. Right arm over the left arm to begin. Backs of the hands. Elbows, or those are not your elbows, those are your shoulders, or fronts of the hands. So you got options here. And then whenever you get there, I want you to pull your elbows away from your heart and really make an arc here. So we're wanting to spread the scapula. You can think about that as well. And then we're going to move with breath. So now you're going to arch the back and lift up. Continue to draw the elbows away from your heart though. And then exhale, elbows in towards the belly. Round all the way down. Twice more like this. Go really slow. Once more. Open up big T with the arms and switching sides. Finding your variation on this side, it might be different, that's fine. Pulling the elbows away from the heart here. So this is just a little variation of eagle pose that's going to get us more space in the back body. And then move with breath, cat-cow in the back. Big T, and draw the hands down. So take a little assessment, roll them up and back, both directions, and maybe a wiggle of the spine. Well, I hope that some of these, all of them, a few of them, were helpful. It's really important just to figure out what works in your body, leave the rest, but it's always shifting. So what works for us at some points might be a little bit different later on. So just accessing your situation, staying curious, and yeah, really feeling in, letting it be an exploration. So I hope that you and your shoulders have an easeful rest of your day. See you next time. If you're enjoying these classes, I think that you'll really love my membership service, CCY Studio, where you can get all of my premium content, a wide variety of classes and links, and a book club as well. If you're interested, 14-day free trial, you can click the link above or the link in the description below, and I'll meet you on your mat.